Ghost of Tsushima wasn't the most popular game. It came out, and yeah, it broke a few records here and there, and it has had a recent resurgence, but it's not held the same way those other legendary games that are part of franchises are. Which makes Ghost of Tsushima interesting, because it has the best level in gaming ever. Ghost of Tsushima follows Jin Sakai, a lone samurai left to fend off an entire Mongol invasion. And he does. He single-handedly drives an army built off of making their opponents feel fear and go insane, to fear and insanity, before destroying them. The game follows this simple journey, and it's a beautiful one. The writing does nothing new or special, but it does what it did perfectly. I could pine on forever about this game. The environment, the combat, the open world. My god, did I mention the combat? But the highest point in this average yet perfect writing is a mission, The Ghost of Yarikawa. Plot-wise, though average, the game is perfect. And I'm explaining this to you again because the journey is just as important as the destination. Jin is the best swordsman on the island of Tsushima, but he's held back by a not entirely historically accurate Bushido code that states he can't kill dishonorably. After watching all of the samurai die violent deaths on Komodo Beach, he isn't so hot on that deal, and he starts getting the people to resist the Mongols, doing whatever it takes to retake his home and save his family. Act 1 revolves around Jin setting aside the honor he's lived his whole life around, organizing a ragtag band of misfits, and then storming a castle. And this works, because Jin is an indestructible legend, I guess. And he saves his only family, his uncle, who also happens to be the ruler of Tsushima. And this takes us to Act 2. Jin Sakai can take on an army alone, and the Mongols are starting to believe this guy's a demon, but your companions need allies. And this takes us to the Yarikawa missions. Yarikawa is the only major town in Tsushima to have successfully held off Mongol capture. Naturally, they sound like great allies. Except for one small fact, which is that your uncle, and Jin's dad, brutally put down a rebellion there about 15 years ago, executed all but 2 of the beloved ruling clan in the area, and then burnt the original town of Yarikawa to the fucking ground. Understandably, they're not the biggest fans of you. Rather than let this intimidate you, though, Jin Sakai, and you playing as Jin Sakai, slip past a massive Mongol war camp and sneak into this town, only to basically have a remaining member of Clan Yarikawa say, "Suck my dick, bitch." So instead, you rescue his soldiers and prepare for the people for the Mongol attack on Yarikawa. And this takes us to the best mission in gaming, The Ghost of Yarikawa. You, Jin Sakai, pull an Uno reverse card on Ujimasa Yarikawa, the man who refused your help for the sake of a family feud. You set aside your clan rivalry, drink a bit with your romantically vague female friend, and then it's time. I've described the build-up to this, and while it's not as the same as playing through, I hope I can at least do it some form of justice. Jin is called the Ghost at this point, but he's reluctant to accept the title. The Ghost is an honorless spirit of brutal vengeance. A swordsman rose from the dead with the only intention of making sure those who dare harm his people meet a horrific end. When the Mongols break through the gate, Jin Sakai, a quiet, reserved, loyal samurai, is no more. It's a ghost. Rushing to meet your foes with an arsenal of legendary sword techniques and lowly peasant tricks, you slaughter your foes. There's no thoughts. There's just gameplay. Mastery combined with raw adrenaline. The only game that can even compare to this is Doom, and Doom doesn't have a horror, human story. I've played this game 4 times, and every single time, being the one to turn the tide of battle, cutting down enemy after enemy and coming out on top even when they don't stop coming. Every single time, I get chills. My gameplay isn't perfect, and I get knocked down, but I feel like I'm in the fight. The controller turns into a sword in my hands as I fully immerse myself. Maybe this feeling comes from another game for you. Maybe you've never felt it. But god damn, it doesn't get any better than this. I'm not just entertained. In that moment, I am Jin Sakai. I am the ghost. The crowd 20 thick, siege machines, flaming swords and arrows, none of them matters. I chop down everything in my way, ruthlessly. Then, when your killing is finished, General Tsushima has breached the walls. Yarikawa is on its knees. With genius game design for your movement, your second outside of the world of Tsushima is over. You get back. Assassinating the fools in your way, and then, in the heat of battle, you confront the general who has subdued your people. There is no escape for him, no salvation. Tsushima has killed many in many different lands, but here he falls. And Tsushima is no pushover. It took me 4 tries, mostly because recording this mission gave me anxiety, but finally, you do it. With the storm of Clan Sakai, you incapacitate him. Tsushima scream, terrify his men, and they turn to him. The sword goes through his chest. The blood sprays, and then his head falls. Jin is no longer being hunted. He is the hunter. The ghost. They try to flee. You cut down the slow ones, and the ones idiotic enough to still be fighting. Your voice rings in their heads. Run, or this will be your fate. After, as the flames of battle are dying down, as the dust settles, the smoke rises, the people say they are not soldiers, but it was not just you who stood. Jin, a walking one-man army capable of breaking the morale of the most terrifying soldiers in history. Tell these people it was never just him, that it was us, it was Yarikawa, and it will be Yarikawa who stands as they did now. To hell with the Jito or rivalries, because there's no point, because Yarikawa had the steel to face the Mongols besides a Ghost of Tsushima. Even Ujimasa thinks he. I love Ghost of Tsushima so much, but this moment is only matched by the very end of the game. And I've never felt entirely this way as I have for another game. Like I said, the closest I ever came was Doom. And from this point in the game on, it changes. The Mongols are no longer laughing as they charge you. They aren't boastful. They're afraid. The trolls are hesitant. Mongol men break rank and flee after watching you cut down their brothers. You aren't Jin Sakai anymore. You're the Ghost of Tsushima. And it took the best mission in gaming to make you. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been literally forever since I made an essay, but goddamn do I love Ghost of Tsushima. And if you haven't played it yet, Jesus Christ, go play it! If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. It's free, and it helps me reach my dreams. Thank you again. Have a wonderful time. Memento Mori.